Welcome to Stratton Oakmont.
Thanks, man. I'm gonna have a beer.
Jordan Belfort. The name itself conjures images of wealth, power, and reckless abandon. A man whose life story has been immortalized in books and movies, capturing the imagination of millions. He's the infamous Wolf of Wall Street, a man who embodies both the seductive allure and the devastating consequences of unchecked ambition. His rise to the top was meteoric, fueled by a relentless drive and an insatiable hunger for more. Belfort's story is a cautionary tale, a reminder that the pursuit of wealth and status can come at a steep price. The financial world he navigated was one of high stakes and even higher risks, where fortunes could be made and lost in the blink of an eye. He's a fascinating study in contradictions, a charismatic salesman who built an empire on deceit, yet managed to inspire loyalty and admiration from those around him. His ability to persuade and manipulate was unparalleled, making him both a revered and reviled figure. A man who achieved extraordinary success only to lose it all in a haze of drugs and bad decisions. His lifestyle was one of excess, where the lines between right and wrong became increasingly blurred. Belfort's story, like any good Hollywood tale, is full of drama, intrigue, and larger-than-life characters. From high-stakes business deals to intense negotiations, his life was a roller coaster of triumphs and tribulations. It's a story about the American dream gone wrong, a story that exposes the dark underbelly of Wall Street and the seductive power of greed. The dream that promises success and prosperity but often leads to moral and ethical compromises. But beyond the headlines and the sensationalism, Belfort's story is ultimately a human one. It's about the choices we make and the paths we choose, and how those decisions shape our lives and the lives of those around us. It's a story about ambition, about the allure of easy money, and about the corrupting influence of power. The drive to succeed can lead us down dangerous paths, where the end justifies the means. Belfort's story is a reminder that the line between right and wrong can become blurred in the pursuit of success. The ethical dilemmas he faced are not unique to him, but are challenges that many encounter in their own quests for achievement. It's a story that forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about ourselves and the society we live in. It challenges us to reflect on our own values and the lengths we are willing to go to achieve our goals. Most importantly, it's a story that continues to resonate today, serving as a warning about the dangers of greed and the importance of ethical behavior. In a world where the pursuit of wealth often overshadows moral considerations, Belfort's tale is a stark reminder of the consequences of losing sight of what truly matters. Jordan Belfort wasn't born with a silver spoon. He grew up in a modest family in Queens, New York, where hard work and determination were the cornerstones of his upbringing. He wasn't handed a fortune or given a free pass to success. Instead, he had to carve out his own path, often facing financial struggles and uncertainties. He started his career like many others, with a hunger for more and a drive to prove himself. Belfort was determined to rise above his circumstances and make a name for himself in the world. Belfort's journey began in the world of door-to-door meat and seafood sales. It was a humble beginning, far removed from the glitz and glamour of Wall Street. It was a far cry from the opulent world of Wall Street, but it was here that he honed his skills as a salesman. The experience was grueling, but it taught him invaluable lessons about perseverance and resilience. He learned how to read people, how to build rapport, and how to close a deal. These skills would later become the foundation of his success in the financial world. Belfort quickly realized that he had a knack for sales. He was a natural, able to convince almost anyone to buy anything. His charisma and persuasive abilities set him apart from his peers. He was a natural, able to convince almost anyone to buy anything. His ability to connect with people and understand their needs made him an exceptional salesman. Armed with this newfound confidence, Belfort set his sights on Wall Street. He saw it as a place where fortunes were made, where ambition was rewarded, and where he could finally make his mark. He saw it as a place where fortunes were made, where ambition was rewarded, and where he could finally make his mark. The allure of Wall Street was irresistible, and Belfort was determined to be a part of it. Belfort landed a job at a brokerage firm, eager to learn the ropes and climb the corporate ladder. He was willing to start at the bottom and work his way up, driven by his ambition and desire for success. He devoured information about the stock market, studying trading strategies and learning the ins and outs of Wall Street. He spent countless hours poring over financial reports and market analyses, determined to master the complexities of the industry. But Belfort soon discovered that the reality of Wall Street was far different from the glamorous image he had in his mind. The trading floor was a chaotic and high-pressure environment where only the strongest survived. He witnessed firsthand the cutthroat nature of the industry, the relentless pressure to perform, and the unethical practices that were often overlooked in the pursuit of profits. The darker side of Wall Street was a stark contrast to the success stories he had heard. This early experience shaped Belfort's view of Wall Street. He saw it as a rigged game, a system designed to benefit the wealthy and powerful at the expense of the average investor. He saw it as a rigged game, a system designed to benefit the wealthy and powerful at the expense of the average investor. The inequities and moral compromises he observed left a lasting impression on him, and he realized that if he wanted to succeed in this world, he would have to play by his own rules. Belfort's early days were a crucible that forged his ambition and shaped his approach to business, setting the stage for his future endeavors. Fueled by ambition and disillusioned with the established Wall Street firms, Jordan Belfort decided to strike out on his own. He was tired of the traditional ways, the rigid structures, and the slow climb up the corporate ladder. Belfort wanted more, and he wanted it fast. He envisioned a company that would operate outside the traditional constraints of Wall Street, a company that would cater to a new breed of investor. These were not the old money types who played it safe. They were young, ambitious, and willing to take risks. Belfort saw an opportunity to tap into this new market, to create a firm that would be as aggressive and hungry as its clients. With this vision in mind, Belfort founded Stratton Oakmont. It wasn't just a brokerage firm, it was a revolution in the making. The company started small, but Belfort's ambitions were anything but. He wanted to build an empire, and he was willing to do whatever it took to achieve that goal. Stratton Oakmont wasn't just another brokerage firm, it was Belfort's brainchild, a reflection of his own audacious personality and his desire to upend the status quo. He wanted to create a place where the rules were different, where the only thing that mattered was making money and making it fast. He cultivated a culture of aggression and ambition, hiring young, hungry brokers who were eager to make a quick buck. These were not seasoned professionals. They were raw, unpolished, and ready to be molded into the perfect sales machines. Belfort trained them personally, teaching them the tricks of the trade and instilling in them his own relentless drive. Belfort instilled in his employees a work hard, play harder mentality, encouraging them to push the limits and to never take no for an answer. The office was a high-energy environment, filled with the constant buzz of activity and the thrill of the chase. Success was celebrated with lavish parties and extravagant rewards, reinforcing the idea that anything was possible if you were willing to go after it. Under Belfort's leadership, Stratton Oakmont quickly gained a reputation as a maverick firm, known for its unconventional tactics and its willingness to take risks. The firm was not afraid to bend the rules, to push the boundaries of what was considered acceptable in the industry. This reputation attracted even more ambitious brokers, eager to be part of something big, something revolutionary. He trained his army of brokers in the art of the hard sell, teaching them how to exploit loopholes in the system and manipulate investors into buying stocks that would ultimately make them rich. The training was intense, designed to weed out the weak, and to create a team of relentless, unstoppable salespeople. Belfort's methods were controversial, but they were undeniably effective. Stratton Oakmont became a breeding ground for greed, a place where ethics were sacrificed at the altar of profit. The pressure to succeed was immense and the stakes were high. Brokers were pushed to their limits, working long hours and facing constant stress. The environment was cutthroat, and only the strongest survived. Belfort, with his charisma and his promise of untold riches, became a cult figure within the firm. He was more than just a boss. He was a leader, a mentor, and an inspiration. His speeches were legendary, filled with passion and conviction, and they motivated his team to give their all, to strive for greatness. He was seen as a visionary, a leader who could guide them to the promised land of wealth and success. His employees looked up to him, admired him, and were willing to follow him anywhere. Belfort's vision was their vision, and they were all in it together, united by a common goal. But Belfort's success came at a cost, and the empire he built on a foundation of deceit and manipulation would ultimately crumble under its own weight. The very tactics that had brought him success would also be his downfall. As the authorities closed in, the dream began to unravel, and the empire of greed that Belfort had built came crashing down. The story of Stratton Oakmont serves as a cautionary tale, a reminder that the pursuit of wealth at any cost can lead to ruin. At the heart of Stratton Oakmont's success was a fraudulent scheme known as pump and dump. This illegal practice involved artificially inflating the price of a stock through misleading and often false information. Belfort and his brokers would target thinly traded stocks, typically those of small, unknown companies. They would then use their network of brokers and associates to aggressively promote these stocks to unsuspecting investors, often through high-pressure sales tactics and outright lies. As demand for the stock increased, so did its price. This artificial inflation, orchestrated by Belfort and his cohorts, created the illusion of a stock on the rise, attracting even more investors eager to get in on the action. Once the stock reached a certain price, Belfort and his associates would sell their shares, cashing in on the artificially inflated value. This sudden influx of sell orders would send the stock price plummeting, leaving unsuspecting investors holding worthless shares. The pump and dump scheme was incredibly lucrative for Belfort and Stratton Oakmont. It allowed them to amass vast fortunes at the expense of countless innocent investors. But their success was built on a foundation of deceit and manipulation, and their actions would eventually attract the attention of those who sought to bring them to justice.